tracks off of that.
I mean, something.
So Love After, they did Love After. They did I Love Myself. They did I'm Over You. They did 7 Days. They did Change. And one more that I can't remember. So they did a majority of the album.
Love grown man music.
Yeah. So
incredible.
Definitely. So, what'd you think when we well, I got another question because I want to end with this next. You know, but this one just came on.
Okay.
When we finally did Lifespan of a Hero, I think that came out like better than I even expected.
Me too.
Because I didn't know you were going to be on that song.
Yeah, that was funny.
I did not know you were going to be on that song.
Wait, I didn't hear this story. How did that
I didn't
happen?
hear this story either. So
Wait, how did that happen?
Showed up to the studio, and Gino had put a post out, hey, can somebody, we're going to be with Skills at the studio if y'all want to come through and sing. Skills hits him up, I got somebody that's going to come through. We didn't know who it was. So we just sit there.
It's
and all
going,
of a sudden she walked.
It was like yeah, we didn't expect she was gonna come in. We're thinking like someone I don't know.
Yeah, just some,
like random, whatever. You're gonna be on the album.
Singer.
Congratulations. Hopefully you're good because this song has to happen, and it's like one of the last songs on this album.
Yeah.
We're done after this song. We're good. We got our songs. She was the one to wrap it up.
Yo, it was so funny.
And it was dope. Yeah, it was
never
dope.
knew that.
Yeah. So, and I mean, she killed it. She sung over the verse, not just the hook, So it was great. Thank you. So and now
Thank you.
Lifespan of a Hero. I
love
get
that song.
people request it for me all the freaking time. So just wanted to let you know.
I'm going to play that to close the show out.
Bro.
Right.
Yeah,
I love that song. I love
royalties wise, everything shows people like that song. So yeah, I would look forward to doing a music video. I talked to James Anthony about it. So now that you know, I put it on blast. Blah blah blah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So now, last question, because we asked this question before, and it was during the grand opening. So much was going on, and I think people need to know about the history when you first started getting in the industry. TJ DJs, how they all started. What'd you do to get your music out there? Where'd you go? What'd you do? Who were you with? What happened?
So I used to do a lot of hooks. I was always doing hooks. I used to work out of Grooveland Studios, which is in Clearwater. Shout out to Lewis Bryant. So Lewis Bryant is a beast. I didn't even like him when I met him.
Nice.
But now he's a beast.
Well, he was a beast then, but he was just a beast I didn't like.
Yeah.
And so it was like, he came over. And I was in a group back then called None Other Like This. We were called NOLT. And somebody put us on to them. Well, he came across the bridge, and him and his little team came across. Notice I said little team because that's how I felt right then. Him and his little team came across the bridge. And so they let us hear these tracks, and I was like, yo, that sound like such and such. Like everything he played me sounded like something I heard on the radio. And here I go. I don't want to sound like something on the radio. We want a different sound. So him and his infinite knowledge says, well, everything sounds like something.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I don't want to sound like nothing. So if you can't give me anything that sounds like nothing else, then we don't need you. He was like, all right, cool, bye. Literally. And they got in their car and left. A year later, I'm over there recording with the dude. And he dealt me my first shot of humility. So we're in there recording. And I'm in the booth. I'm like, yo, man, somebody's off, man, and like really getting on my nerves. Somebody's off. So they had done all their work, and I'm in there. Somebody's off. Man, somebody's off, man.
That's
somebody's
it.
off.
Yeah.
I'm mad. He was like, that's you. I'm like, I'm not off.
So they start muting all the tracks.
Yeah. He muted everything.
Oh.
He was like, yes, you are. I said, no, I'm not. He was like, okay. So I put the headphones on. He plays the track. He says, you hear that? I said, yeah, that's not off. He said, okay. You
Add
hear that?
everything in there.
That's not off.
Add 'em
Okay.
back.
That's off. That's you.
Ah.
Yo, don't you love it when they do that?
Oh.
Nice.
But it taught me quickly, and I'm so thankful to him that I learned that happened to me so young and so long ago, because it changed my life
The more
real
that,
fast.
Yeah.
So in dealing with that, and then so ultimately I ended up doing the first ever R&B mixtape
Nice.
in his studio.
Nice.
So what we did was, so when I used to do festivals and stuff, back then they used to be able to get like the instrumental. Like the single always had the instrumental in the back. Mm-hmm. So I would go shopping, at Music Maze, or I would go shopping at all the little record stores, the one in the malls and everything, to get the cassettes that had the singles.
Yep.
Flip them over, instrumental, yes. So I would sing other songs on top of those. So I did that for years. And so my mixtape was that. It was a bunch of industry tracks, industry instrumentals with me singing other industry songs.
So you were the 50 Cent R&B back then.
Yeah.
Killing
yeah,
it.
something like
Because
that.
rappers wasn't really doing it that much like that either.
Right.
I mean, everybody was still using like underground hip hop beats.
Right.
It wasn't like 50 Cent time,
But it was
Cameron
cool.
time.
Like
yeah.
it always went over well.
R&B
so
was doing that.
We did the mixtape like that, and but I didn't have anybody to host it, and I was like, I really want to ask TJ to do it. I really want to ask, and so I was talking to C. Wakely. He was like, man, just ask him. I was like, you know what, that's a good idea.
And mention who TJ is at the time.
So at this time, TJ, his cat's named TJ Chapman. Right now, he's the manager for B.O.B. and K-Camp.
Oh, really?
But
Yeah,
at the
just
time,
wanted to
he was
bring people to speed. Who we talking about?
TJ's DJs. Basically, he ran the biggest record pool conference
Freaking
in the land. Like every
convention,
quarter, that's where
seminars.
You were. If
panels.
you weren't there,
It's like a music industry
Like-
seminar. Like
Yeah.
like
so
a giant
what you
conference.
see now with the little music conferences,
With the A3Cs
TJ
and all
had
that.
like the giant one
Yeah.
that everybody came to without question. Like you planned to go to TJ's
Yeah.
DJs.
So it's like the A3C.
Yeah.
yeah.
that's
But it
exact-
was every quarter.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
but it wasn't. Yeah, it
But
was,
you
it was
went,
multiple
and then the
yeah.
biggest one of those was the homecoming edition
Oh,
because it's
shit.
in Tallahassee, and they used to do it at the Moon, so it was huge. So me and my best friend Lisa Walker, we used to go. Well, we would get off work at like 5:00, and she would come get me. We would get in her car, and we would be on the road driving 4 hours prepping up promo material. Like I'd be cutting and stuffing, and she'd be stuffing. Then we'd switch, and she'd be stuffing.
On
And
the
I'd be
road, like-
driving.
like Thelma
4
and
hours.
Louise.
We'd
Yeah,
be,
bro.
we stuffing and cutting and putting lanyards on. And like we had stuff that people have now back then.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we was cutting out laminated pictures and putting holes in them. So we had lanyards.
Nice.
And we were putting it was dope.
Yeah.
So one
Nice.
particular time after the with the mixtape, I drove to Tallahassee because TJ said yes. So I literally drove 4 hours, and he was doing a car show, and he said, "Just come on up." I was like, "All right, cool." So I drove up there, had a little recorder, and he got off stage. He sat in my car for about 20 minutes and did all the stuff that I told him to do, all the drops. And then he was like, "All right, cool. All right, see you later." And then he got back on the stage to do what he was doing, and I drove 4 hours back to town.
Bam. And
Then
that
we did-
mixtape right there was done.
So then
in
we
the
did
car.
the mixtape,
In
and
the
then
car.
we created a 59-second commercial.
Nice.
We hand screen printed like 500 of them,
Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
bro.
then only thing that was on the CD was one 59-second
Not
track.
even a minute.
And then we went to DJs the next quarter, and we stayed in the parking lot for 2 hours, and we stopped everybody that we could stop and made them listen to it. Like literally, it was like, and our tag was, "We got 59 seconds."
Yeah.
And then it was like, "Yeah, I got 59. That's okay. Put this in there." And like, so we heard this commercial like 500 times in the span of 2 hours.
Yeah.
But we gave out all 500 of that commercial, and people was like, "Well, what? This all that's on?" I was like, "Yeah, it's just a commercial for the mixtape." And then that was it. And so that's how the mixtape got popular. And I ended up winning a SEA award for best R&B
Yeah,
mixtape.
Southern Entertainment.
Oh, yeah.
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 You have any more of those?
Yeah.
What, SEA?
No, the mixtapes.
Yes.
Let me get one. Let me get one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got to have
Look
a
at like we
studio.
we on the corner or something.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like,
right.
You're like, hey, look, you got any of that stuff on you?
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, just pass it.
Can we get a
one
round of
of them
applause
mixtapes?
for that interview?
Yeah, but for real.
Yo.
C-Rena, ladies and gentlemen.
Round of
Listen.
applause I definitely wanted to get that history because last time when you mentioned that there was so much going on.
Yeah.
And it was a
It was a
long
ton,
broadcast.
yeah.
Yeah. So, and that was just some gems that people don't know. And now it's like something that people. I mean, when they hear this broadcast, I can't wait to hear the replay because we talked about a lot.
Yeah.
And just to get the history, because we know about the album, but what else? There's so much that's been happening. You've been performing a lot. The album. How long has the album been out now?
A year.
About a year.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. So that's still new. It's brand new. So those of y'all that's out there, make sure you guys grab.
real, go cop that.
And Love's Inspiration.
So it's the holidays now.
C-Rena.
So
It's
right now,
Stocking stuff for
time to do
season,
it.
baby.
yeah. So right now, I'm doing a special. So if you can get the album, I did a Christmas CD for. It's really for kids, but grown-ups keep buying it every year.
Yo, so what?
Which is cool.
Yeah, you got a Christmas album? Let him
And what
know.
I did was kind of like what I did with the mixtape. So I took industry tracks and I sang Christmas songs on top of them.
Can we do a Christmas song?
I like that.
Yeah.
What? Like the Little Drummer Boy song? That's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah,
though.
I did. The Little Drummer Boy. I sung Little Drummer Boy over Take It Back Ho.
Oh, I love it. Listen,
I feel like
we're gonna have
I
a
feel
trap
like
Christmas
there's
You
album.
got any more of those?
Yeah.
Can have
I
a
gotta
trap
get a couple
Christmas album.
The trap Christmas album.
For real.
For real.
Christmas.
So
in the
if you
trap.
buy a
Christmas
copy of
in the
Love's
trap.
Inspirations,
You get
you get a Christmas album. And you
Nice.
can go to paypal.me/CRENAMUSIC and it's $13.99 and it ships out to
That's
you.
dope.
Yeah,
Damn, 2 for 1.
2 for 1.
That's dope.
Oh, applause again.
Yeah.
Amazing interview.
Shout out. Make sure y'all pick up Love's Inspiration, available everywhere online. C-Rena,
Yes, it is.
C-RENA.
And check me out on Pandora. I have my own Pandora station. So
Oh,
So make sure y'all go on Pandora.
Yeah.
C-Rena
You
Radio.
got to type in C-RENA. C-Rena.
Not Serena.
Yeah,
No,
not
it's
Serena. It's
Not
C.
B. Yeah.
Renee.
I remember hearing that on the stage.
Beautiful. Yeah, shout out to James.
Now, you
Jackson.
already know a Blunt Sessions wouldn't be a Blunt Sessions.
Yeah.
Without this.
See, Brother Latino, he left too early. Normally, he gets all these hint,
presents
on video. Hint. So anybody who has a video camera, hint. Please turn it on right now. Hint.
from the cage.
Because we're trying to get DMX, the man himself, to come
With
into the
your
studio
host,
someday, somewhere, somehow, some way. Oh, we need you, baby. For those that don't know, Book of Earl came out a long time ago. Autobiography, as told to the dopest writer name ever, Mr. Smokey D. Fontaine. Book of Earl, ever, always, real life. So, autobiography of DMX, one of my favorite artists of
I
all
want to
time.
know why it says A dot.
Ever, always, real life.
Ever, always?
Yeah.
Real life.
He's DMX. He-
Always real life. Hey. So what we do with the Book of Earl, we like to randomly pick a page from the Book of Earl. And we read from the Book of Earl in DMX voice. Because everybody who knows hip-hop, who listens to hip-hop, has always talked to DMX voice at least one time in their life. So I'm going to go ahead
Let me get a glass of water.
and pick a little early.
Oh, anybody who wants to get in on it.
You might want to drink some water. Me. This is so dumb. I'm so used to it.
Hey, before we start, though, the Reaper has claimed a couple of victims.
Oh, as always, the Reaper, a.k.a. Sleeper.
The Reaper never fails.
The Reaper never fails.
You feel me?
All right.
Get hot on that couch.
As I read through the Book of Earl,
Wake up.
I turn to page 28.
Page 28.
Doing early here.
You know.
Bow your heads.
How you feel me?
Splat. Hit the kid in the front of the class in the back of the neck. As soon as he turned around, put my head down like I was sleeping. Splat, splat. Hit him again. I need to get mad and tell Mrs. Smith. But she wouldn't know who hit him. As soon as she turned around, I'd sneak an eraser off the blackboard and throw it across the room. Oh! What's up? It wasn't me, Mrs. Smith. After I started throwing erasers, it wasn't long before I quickly became the wildest nigga in the school. I I used to just zap out. Do things that made other kids say, "Oh shit," when they weren't supposed to say, "Oh."